nobody is looking at you the way that you're looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at the risk of like sounding cruel, nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
And like, I mean that in the best possible way.
It's what we were talking about before too.
The people that are gonna, like, these hypothetical people that are gonna go home and analyze and critique how you sounded bad, those people don't even matter.
Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. With me today, because we are in beautiful New York City, I've got Coach Emily from our team and one of our wonderful students, Chris Murphy, Murphy's lawyer. Hello, hello. Thank
How's
you
it going?
so much for being here today.
Wonderful to be here in this cold, beautiful New York.
Yeah, I mean, you were dressed appropriately. You got the scarf, the hat, the nice jacket, and I'm like, yeah, my coat's over there. But it is so cold, and you gotta wear that scarf to protect your voice because you just had a gig yesterday in the cold weather. How was that?
It was cold. No, it was all good though. Yeah. You know, I didn't even think. I just came in here from outside the cold, so I didn't even take the scarf off yet. But you know what? It's comfortable, so
Hey, if
I'm
you get
leaving
hot,
it.
we're all ready for a little striptease. It's fine, you know.
I didn't know it was that kind of a show.
The audio only.
Singer, what kind of an artist?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Maybe we need like a little warning, you know, at the beginning of the show. No, over 18 only. No.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Rated question mark.
Dad's so proud. Anyways, we're going to talk about vocal health in just a minute too. But before we do, I would love to hear your story of like, how did you get into becoming a, you know, full-time performing, gigging artist in New York City?
Well, it's been quite the journey. You know, I feel like that I've had probably music in my bones my entire life, but I don't come from a musical family. You know, some people you meet have a pedigree of, you know, 4th generation. And I come from good blue collar Chicago Union stock. So that kind of work just wasn't built for my body. And
I don't blame you.
And I've always just felt an affinity for music and for creating music, writing music. And I think right around the time of like my early 20s, I just said, where I'm at in life right now, I'm going to end up dead or on drugs or something there's nothing that gave me passion. So I just went after it. So I was a little bit like late into the game, and out of nowhere, I just kind of researched schools. I went to a great community college. I'm going to give a shout out to South Suburban Community College, South Side of Chicago, South Holland. And they had a wonderful fine arts program. And I went there and got my associate's degree. And I learned, busted my butt. I learned how to read music, playing classical guitar. I'd never played in a band before. I was the only white kid in the rhythm section of a jazz band. So that, you know, got handed to me real quick, you know. And by 2 years there, really set me up. And I auditioned for Berkeley. It was the first year that Berkeley was doing auditions. They had like a 32% acceptance rate. Yeah. Somehow I got in. Yeah. And I was just way in over my head. But
hold on. How did I not know you were also a Berkeley kid? Michael's a Berkeley kid who was just here as a guest as well. I'm a Berkeley kid. Yeah. Berkeley kids unite. And yet here we still all are further educating ourselves. And not like, okay, I went to Berkeley, now I don't need any training anymore. We're all still learning. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Well, you know, I think my journey to Berkeley was different than most Berkeley students. I kind of was just looking for a way out. And I said, I need to be surrounded by like-minded people. Yeah. Like people that are investing in themselves, people that are creative. And I was, you know, there's a saying that, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Yeah. Yeah. And so I love being surrounded by people that are better than me. Yeah. You know, I love feeling inadequate. I mean, I don't love it, but I do because it forces me to become a better version of myself. Yeah. So my time at Berkeley was great. And when I first went there, I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do. And I was like, do I focus on my strengths, which I felt were songwriting and lyric writing, or do I focus on my weaknesses and try to get those better? And, you know, I have regrets. I wish I would have done like some more work on like music production while I was there.
Okay.
But I said, you know what, I'm going to focus on my strengths and surround myself with people whose strengths are my weaknesses. Well, we'll fast forward through that. You know, Boston for me was great for learning, bad for earning. So once I was finished there, after about a year, I said, well, if I go back to Chicago, I feel like I'm taking a step back in life. And if I stay at Boston, I feel like I'm being stagnant. So I said, what's bigger and better than New York City? So I came to New York, and that was kind of a crazy trip. I don't have time for the backstory, but my first night here, I had a writing session in Bad Boy Studios with a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And then I had no place to go. So about 7 a.m., we went and had dinner, breakfast. And then we drove over to Astoria Park, slept in the park a little bit. And then he headed off. He was flying to India to work on a big project.
Wow.
And I had the U-Haul truck for one more day. So I said, I'll keep the U-Haul truck. And I slept in the back of it. And then after that, it was, all right, what do we do now? And I had one buddy. You know what? It's a long story for a different time. But suffice to say that I had no connections, no money.
Yeah.
It took me about a month to find a place to live. And I had some experience working in restaurants. I beat down a lot of doors, and I finally got a place to take me in. And from there, I just hustled. So, you know, I definitely didn't come to New York like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go, full-time musician. You know, I worked for years in restaurants, and I also got my TLC license, and I drove for Lyft and Uber for a bit, and I would just balance out. And it's like, both of those professions are great because, you know, you can earn quick and good money, but then you can have time to dedicate towards music. And, you know, one thing I hate that they do that happens about music and artists nowadays is people think like you have to be a big time celebrity or something like that, or nothing at all. And I'm sorry, but most people that you meet that are artists have a second, a third, a fourth job.
And that doesn't make you any less of an artist.
Yeah.
No. And there are some people that are much more talented than what you see on TV that don't even want that life, that you see them big. Why are you doing that? I don't want that. I don't need that. I love the art. I just want to do my things. So, you know, I have no qualms. I don't feel embarrassed to be like, oh, you know, I worked in restaurants. I drove. Yeah. And, you know, when 2020 hit, when COVID hit, you know, I was driving TLC at the time, and it was like, I, you know, can't do this. And I had a conversation with my wife. I was paying through the nose for commercial insurance for the car. And I was just like, you know what? We had a discussion. She said, you've been wanting to go after the music thing for a while. What better time than now? So I canceled the TLC license. And she had just got done with kind of her studies. So she was moving into a place where she was earning more. So it was like, you know, with music in this city, especially, it's feast or famine, you know, like being an Irish artist, like I can't wait for March to come. You know?
You're going to be so busy. Oh my God.
Right now I'm hurting, but like last March I had 26 gigs, you know.
What?
Yeah.
There's only what, 31 days? Yeah.
Yeah, I like double up a lot, like Thursday through Sundays. You know, I mean, there's not too many St. Patty's Day parties on a Wednesday, but
fair.
So you do more than one gig a day in March. Holy smokes!
Yeah, it's
that's a lot.
Yeah, which ties into
vocal health. Like how do we take care of the instrument? Oh my goodness! But I just want to go back to the beginning of your New York story. Like shit, that takes guts.
Yeah.
To just go and I don't have a place and I'm gonna sleep in the U-Haul. Like I don't have those guts. Yeah. I'm too much of a princess for that. But that's amazing.
You know what though? I think life forces you into that. I was just listening to an audiobook about like the Revolutionary War, and there's things in there that I just didn't realize. Like the soldiers, like the revolutionary, the American rebel soldiers. I mean, some of these guys were walking like 10 miles with no shoes on.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, and then fighting with like poor equipment. It's like, you think about like this country being built on that. It's like, could I do that? And I was like, absolutely not. I was thinking this while I was walking in the cold to my gig last night. And I was like, oh, it's cold. I'm like, but wait, what about those dudes that were like walk? Because it was in January and they were like crossing over to Jersey, like I think it was Trenton or something like that. I forgot the exact battle, but I was just like, how did they do that? You know, I'm complaining about dragging my gear 2 blocks down to a gig. You know,
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right?
I think life pulls out of you what you don't think you can do. And you just and that's why I get excited when things go wrong in life because I know there's a reason and I know that there's purpose behind that, and that once you get to the other side of that, you just be stronger and you'd be like, yeah, that's why I did that.
Well, but also like I truly believe that it's about picking your heart, because like you said before, you were getting into music and before you joined the school in South Chicago, you were like, I gotta get out of this because I'm miserable and life's not gonna end up well if I stay here, right?
Yeah.
So, well, what's better, staying in that or moving to New York and not have a place to stay and sleep in the U-Haul, right? Like both are hard. Pick your hard.
Yeah.
I'll pick the one that has hope to it. Because if I go the comfortable route and I know where the ceiling is and I'm not satisfied with that ceiling, what am I doing it for? Might as well check out now, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. On that note, on a happier note, let's do some warm-ups, okay? And then we'll talk a little bit more about how on earth are you taking care of your voice when you're playing more than 1 gig a day in March. 26 gigs. That is crazy. I don't know if I could do that. That's some serious endurance. So let's do some warming up. So what I was thinking is we could do just a little call and response thing where I'm just making shit up on the spot and
you kill it. You kill it.
And you two respond. Or if you want, you can make stuff up and Emily and I respond.
I don't even know what this game is.
Okay, so let's just.
I'll make something up. I don't know if it's gonna be what you want me to make up.
You know, like regular call and response, like ba-da, ba-da.
Ba-da-bum-ba-da.
So you repeat the ba-da, ba-da, but so we gotta figure out the key.
The key.
Cardinal rule: turn off the phone.
No problem. So I gotta go a little ba-da, ba-da. So we're gonna challenge Emily a little bit here and go low, baby. Low.
I got low voice today.
All right, let's see if we can.
We can go high too. I can
We're just gonna
jive.
go a little bit all over the board. This is not a performance. This is just a little game, a little warm-up game. Snap on 2 and 4, and let's see where we go. Ba-da, ba-da.
Ba-da, ba-da.
Okay, let's go, baby. That was so nice. I did not know you got those low notes. Ooh, I'm a sucker for low notes. One more time. Ba-da, ba-da.
Ba-da, ba-da.
Not just 1 octave higher, but 2. Okay.
I'm not so good in the high ones.
No, but that's awesome.
I'm just seeing where my voice is sitting today.
Showing range. That's what a warm-up is for.
We'll tie into
right?
that, yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Right. Ba-da, ba-da.
Ba-da, ba-da.
Mi me mamo mu.
Me me mamo mu.
Zay, 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 zay.
Zay, 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 zay.
Zay, 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 zay.
Zay, 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 zay.
Woo. We ba-da boo, we ba-da boo.
We better boo, we better boo.
Yeah.
Whoa, there it is.
The worst spot for you. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Love it. Feeling a little warmer? I mean, this was like, what, a minute?
Yeah.
This has been my warm up today. So
Yeah.
There you go. Do you want to go on?
Rock
Do
what you
some
got.
more? All right, Emily, it's your turn. No.
What do we do? We rock a tongue troll, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can just go like up the scale. Like,
Yeah.
Or I like doing slides on those. Do you like doing
Yeah, I
slides? Like,
Yeah. That's my
say,
ceiling.
like, you got some
No.
range
Like,
up
where's it up
there.
there?
Like, range. Nice. Let's do like a just down to your range. If you crack, I don't care. You guys are perfectly in unison. Are you kidding me? That was crazy. That was perfect. I mean, you two have been working together for almost 6 months now, right?
Yeah, in 2 weeks, we'll see you again.
Yes, we had a little check-in. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I get a little preview today.
Yeah.
Super excited. But yeah, I mean, you guys seem like you're a pretty good team.
Yeah, Emily's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, otherwise she wouldn't be here.
I don't need to sell her on you.
You know, we were recording a couple other things before, and like she was singing, and I had to stop, and I was like, this is unfair. She sounds so good. Oh. Anyways,
So kind.
it's okay. Okay, so let's talk about how on earth are you keeping your voice healthy in, like, you know, as a musician and just playing so many shows, so many gigs. How long are these gigs when you're doing them? What's the range?
3 to 4 hours.
Oh my God. And you're doing that more than once a day?
Yeah, but to be fair, like some of the gigs will be like Irish session type gigs where I'll be like with like 1 or 2 other like fiddle players or, you know,
Okay,
so
cool.
I won't be singing that whole time. But then other ones, yeah, it'd be 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
There's your first tip on sustaining that
Yeah.
that month, you know, like give yourself a break.
Well, on that month, you know, the big, everyone says, oh, the Irish drink, you know, March, you know, it's a big drinking month. I won't drink at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no alcohol. I drink at least a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
I have a big thermos that I put a couple bags of throat coat tea in, some honey. That's like my elixir.
Thorough coat tea, the one at the Whole Foods, like they have them at Whole Foods.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of vocality?
I feel like I've heard of it.
No.
So you know the straw that you have that I
Yeah.
got you,
Oh,
the singing straw,
from Rayvox.
Rayvox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you just telling? Did you just get something from Raybox?
Yeah, I have the SOBT straw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they now call it
okay.
Rizono. It used to be
Rizono.
called SOBT straw. Now it's called Rizono. It doesn't matter. It's not the same thing actually. It's evolved.
I
Like, they
got
have
the
new
version
versions.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So Oren, the founder of Rayvox, I love him. He's a really dear friend of mine. He's in London. He made a tea, vocality, and I love it.
Wow.
I
I'll
like
give it
it
a
a
shot.
lot more than the throat coat tea because it's literally in the name throat coat. I feel like I have a coat in my throat. It's like on my, in my throat.
Yeah.
When I drink throat coat tea, and I really dislike that feeling personally, right? So when I drink vocality, first of all, it's tasty. And I don't have that coat feeling
Interesting.
in my voice. So
What's in
I
it?
really like it. The flavor is hold on, apple honey is like I think apple honey is like the marketing of it, but
Okay,
it has
yeah.
like a rooibos in it.
I can't say you're wrong. I don't know.
I don't know how you say, I don't know how you
I don't know how to
pronounce
spell it, but yeah.
it has a little bit of licorice in it too. And I do not have the ingredients list in front of
Oh,
me,
yeah.
but
That-
something like that.
like roughly,
I
yeah.
remember like when he talked to me about it, he was like, yeah, what do you want to see in the tea? I'm like, rooibos. That's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. He's like, what is that? And now it's in the tea. So I'm like,
I love that.
Nice.
that's my contribution to the tea. It probably has nothing to do with me, but I like to think
Not
that
sponsored.
it does. So, anyways, you'd have to get it from London, but I personally love that tea. Throat coat tea is awesome if it works for you, right? Like we got to
Yeah.
find what works for you because not everything works for everyone.
Well, and it's also important to note that tea's not going to touch your vocal folds.
No,
Otherwise
it
you
doesn't.
choke.
Yes, like anything you swallow goes down your food pipe,
Yeah.
not your windpipe, and your vocal folds are in your windpipe.
Yeah.
If it passes your vocal folds, you're in deep shit. You're coughing.
The wrong pipe.
The purpose of them, other than to make beautiful, beautiful noise, is
that you don't choke.
is to not let things in your lungs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a survival mechanism.
Yes. Love that.
Anyways,
I mean, that gets into if we want to dig into tension talk. That's why you have tension. Because think about it. You close down your jaw, tense your jaw. When I'm talking about eating, your tongue pulls back the food. Your constrictor muscles constrict
Yep.
to swallow.
One by one,
Your
yeah.
epiglottis flops down. All those things that we want the full opposite of when we're singing are just our survival instincts.
Yeah, we don't want to trigger that mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Because like when you trigger it, it's just like, and it's going to play its thing. And everything
Exactly.
happens. Like the tongue retracts, the soft palate lifts and then pushes down. And
Exactly.
the constrictor muscles, the swallowing muscles, it just all happens automatically. It's like, hold on, why is it so tight in my throat?
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with that at all? Any tightness in your throat or not really?
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons that I got started with VoxTape and Emily, I was doing a string of gigs in Chicago. So when I'll drive out there from New York, and when I drive, I'll listen to a combination of music and podcasts and audiobooks. And I was listening to Bobby Owsinski's podcast.
Yes, and I was
happened
on.
to catch the episode that you were on, and I just liked your vibe. And you know, I'm definitely not a classically trained singer, and I feel like I have a lot of raw natural talent that's just never been harnessed. And I know that I do things wrong. And it's something I was like, you know what? It's not sustainable the way that I sing. I know that I push. And I was like, you know what? I just kind of went with that gut instinct. I said, I'm going to give her a call and if I can set up some lessons. And one of the main reasons was, I think, you know, probably the tension, especially that will come from, I would sing a lot from the throat. And I would, at the end of a gig, you know, especially the 3 or 4 hour ones, I'd be like, sometimes I couldn't talk, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And in my work with Emily, then you kind of, and she, you know, she can listen to me sing and be like, oh, you're doing this. Like, what is your tongue doing right now? Be like, oh, you're right. You know? Like I'm a tongue tension queen, like my friend Emily here, you know? So
who isn't at this point, right? Like everyone we talk to is like tongue tension.
The jaw causes the tongue, or the tongue causes the jaw, and that's everyone.
Yeah, they're the best.
Gross generalization,
best friends.
but yeah.
Absolutely.
So I feel like for me, like jaw tension is less of an issue, and tongue tension is more of it. But yeah, I definitely have that, and even it's been really great because when you're aware of something, it's like, it won't be fixed overnight, but when you're aware of it, then you start naturally adjusting. And I've noticed just in the 6 months how much, and I'll be like on a gig, like right there in the middle of a song, and I'll feel something. I'll be like, oh, my tongue is misbehaving right now. You know, I'll be like in the middle of like, you know, 7th verse in some long ass Irish ballad, you know, and I'd be like, oh, my tongue's misbehaving. And it's kind of nice to, when your brain, like I'm singing, I'm in the song, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also here like aware of what my body's doing. And it's like, oh, my shoulders feel a little tense. Okay, let me adjust. Like while I'm singing, and I credit so much of that to just being made aware of what I'm doing wrong, especially with the tension. Yeah.
And that's like the biggest thing when it comes to singing. Like once you are aware of something, we can make adjustments and we can make changes. But if you have no clue what it is you're doing or why you can't do whatever it is you're trying to do, like what might be holding you back, then you're just going to throw spaghetti at the wall and hope that something works. And then sometimes it works, right? You get lucky, but then you can't recreate it, right? So awareness is so important. That's how we get better.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, now I'm aware, now I'm perfect. Also not how it works. It, you know, we have habits and we slowly but surely do less and less and less and less of that because we become more and more and more and more aware. That's actually how I got more or less rid of my accent in speaking English, because I didn't grow up speaking English. I'm from Switzerland originally. So I grew up speaking Swiss German and German, and I couldn't do the TH sound. So when I moved to New York 10 years ago, when I went to musical theater school, it's like a different lifetime. My friends, like I would tell them like, hey, please point out to me when I'm doing something wrong. Cause I would say like wetter and mutter instead of weather and mother. Right. Yeah. So they were like, So they would constantly tell me like, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. And that's how I learned how to get rid of my accent really quickly. Yeah. And now most people don't recognize it. They're like, I had no idea you were not an American.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no idea.
And some people do. It kind of depends on the day, how I'm feeling. If I just get off the phone with my parents, then you can still hear, because like it takes me a little bit of like, hold on, switching gears. But anyway, so yeah, awareness is everything. Absolutely.
I feel like we talk about a lot, or at least talk about the idea of like vocal proprioception. knowing where
Hold
you
on.
are.
Vocal what?
So proprioception is like knowing.
Fancy terms over
Yes.
there. Miss Master's degree, voice pedagogy.
I got my
okay.
MM and now I use big words.
One more time.
Vocal proprioception. So
Okay.
proprioception is just knowing where you are in space. Like think about it like if you're in a dance class and you're like one person's in front, one like you're kind of doing like a zigzag sort of thing. When you dance, you stay in your invisible box.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense? Like
Yeah.
you're not going to go up in someone else's box.
Yeah.
In terms of the voice, it's kind of what you were talking about of what really works for you in your learning style is like being aware, knowing where your voice is in space, knowing what sound you're trying to make, how to get there, and what's in your way right now. And I feel like that's how you can do that, like you were saying, like that real-time application where you're like, something's off, it's my tongue, release my tongue, rest of the song, let's keep having fun, you know? And that's not the case. Some people like do not want to think like thinking about their voice gets them into my tongue's tight. Oh no, my tongue's tight. But if you are able to grab it, let it go, which sounds like when you were just talking about your life, that's something that, and you were talking about like, I'm a very big fail forward kind of person. Like I love a fail forward. I love getting up in an acting class and then it just doesn't work out right. And then I get to figure out why. We kind of talked earlier about how like, I love education and I love learning and being a fail forward kind of person or like liking that, I don't know, mindset
Yeah.
and experience leads you into this sort of like, I can grab it, fix it, let it go. Grab it, fix it, let it go sort of thing.
Yeah. And to that point of, you know, to anyone that might be listening or watching that has that thing where you're on stage or in front of people and like, oh no, and you freak out. You know, what I like to tell people is that nobody is looking at you the way that you're looking at you. You know, and at the risk of like sounding cruel, nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
And like, I mean that in the best possible
It's what we
way.
were talking
Like,
about before too.
the people that are gonna like these hypothetical people that are gonna go home and analyze and critique how you sounded bad, those people don't even matter. Like, because they're not doing anything with their life. The people that
that's very
have a
true.
life, like you could make the most. I think that's why PR people will say no comment, because they know it's like if I make a comment, the story gets propagated. If there's no comment, something else is coming around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, there's another dumpster fire right around the corner, and they'll forget all about this. And you have to be that way to yourself. If you're going to be afraid to like feel the shame or the whatever, you're never going to grow. And then you're always going to be that person that you're so afraid to be. Jump in, find out what's wrong, fix it. Move on to the next thing that's wrong. And if you're lucky, you'll always have something wrong until you die. That way you keep on learning.
Yeah.
I love how you're saying if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, there's always something wrong, so you can keep learning. Because I feel like a lot of times, especially like in today's day and age with like instant gratification,
Yes.
it's very much like, why am I not perfect yet? Like, I get a lot of, because I do all the first time lessons with students, right? Like if they're interested in working with us, they work with me, and you know, sometimes I get someone in front of me and they're like, yeah, I just want to do like 3 to 4 lessons. And I'm like, cool. We're not going to help you with that.
Yeah.
Because what you are trying to achieve is impossible. Like, I don't like to use the word impossible, but
In your timeline.
in your timeline, I don't see a way, like literal miracles would have to happen to make that work. So, you know, just always being in a growth mindset and not like, I just want to reach the end.
Yeah.
I just want to get to that and then I will be happy, because guess what? That never happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's always something that you find wrong with yourself, wrong with your voice, wrong with the circumstances, wrong with whatever, right? So just always being in a growth mindset and enjoying the journey or learning to enjoy the journey is huge.
Yeah. The sooner that you can switch that paradigm up and be excited when you find something wrong, the better your life will be.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Everything went wrong today. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Something fun is coming, you know?
Yeah.
And keeping that curiosity is what helps propel you and propel you as an interesting artist. Because I think I just said, I think we were off camera, but like perfection is boring. Truly, perfection is boring.
It is.
That's why people are weirded out by the AI pictures that show up of like these perfect faces where they're like, And, and like they have natural lip filler and like these little things, nothing wrong with lip filler, but I'm saying like they're giving you this perfect, possibly perfect image, and people are it's off-putting because there's just something about that humanity of things going wrong, a little bit wrong, or coming up as a challenge or an obstacle. It's just like you've been saying, like your mindset around it. Be excited to grow. Stay in the learning process, and keep taking the information you're getting as something to like not hold on to in a way where it's bringing you down, but in a way where like you can dissect it and solve all these individual problems and then move on to the next.
Yeah, I love that. Let's circle back to vocal health a little bit.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, because what you two are working on in lessons is a lot of technique.
Yes.
Right? Like I heard you guys are not doing a lot of song work, but a lot of exercises and things like that. Do you feel like that is supporting you on your vocal health journey, like keeping your voice healthy through your gigs?
For me, yes. And I say that because I have so many bad habits built up. And so it's taking the time, like, me singing a Coldplay song over and over again or whatever, like isn't going to fix what I have wrong with me. What I have wrong with me is like years of singing from the throat, of not knowing like how to blend, a head voice and chest voice. Like these are the things I need work on. And since I'm fortunate enough to now work as a full-time musician at NYC, I have plenty of time to work on songs. And that's why, we've had this discussion before. She'd be like, do you want to do some song work? And I say, honestly, I'd rather hit another area, like another exercise, because I'm going to be doing song work all week, know?
Yeah.
And I'd rather incorporate, I love, just in this past 6 months, I've become so much more aware of my body and feeling like where it's at. I mean, when we first took a lesson, like I didn't even know like, oh, what is my break? Where, what is my range? I mean, technically I could, take my guitar and be like, okay, I can sing this low and this high, but to really understand, like, now in our work, I know, like, as soon as I start like breaking in a lesson, I'd be like, where am I at? Am I at E flat or, I already know. And that feels so good. And, then on the gig, when I know I'm hitting something that's in that mix area, I can think back to the exercise we're working on and be like, okay, this note's coming up. Let's pull back the volume a bit. Let's be aware of the breath. And that serves me much better. Everyone else learns different, but where I'm at in my journey, that's been, the extra butter on the roll for me.
You know what? As you were mentioning that just made me think, because we were talking about how there are some people who are like, I want an hour of exercise. I want to work out and I don't really want to do song work. And as I think about the people I work with, most of them are gigging musicians who are like, I don't want to sing a song right now. Not because they're not interested in song work, but because they're like,
that's what they're doing on their own time.
I sing songs all the time. I'm going to practice my songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that application is going to happen.
But that application, I'm glad that you're bringing up that word, because there's a lot of people that, come through our studio. They're like, okay, I get it in the exercise. Why can't I do it in the song? So sometimes like what we're learning in an exercise kind of gets lost in translation.
Fair.
Like, how do I then apply this in the song? Now, because you are not doing any song work in your lessons, how do you go about that? Like, how do you go about the application of what you're learning in your lessons?
And I will say, every once in a while, we will pull out a song and,
Yeah.
And touch on it for 5 or 10 minutes. But in general, in my own practice time and then just live on the gig, I think also to that end, maybe the people that want more song work, maybe, there's some of us that are able to connect with songs better. We're not worried about phrasing. We're not worried about connecting with the audience or with the song. We can feel it. For me, I don't have so much trouble like connecting to a song and to implementing. And I'm sure there are technical areas that I could work on. What would be a more efficient way to breathe over a phrase or something like that. But in general, I don't have that issue. So I don't really feel like I need I don't have too much of a problem like implementing the exercises that we work on in the song. It's not a pain point for me. It's just something that happens naturally. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that question of like, how do I do it? I just kind of...
No, but I think you answered it kind of in the beginning.
Yeah.
When you were talking about awareness.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you said, like now when you're singing your songs, you become more aware, like, oh, hold on, my tongue is misbehaving.
Yeah.
That's how you're applying it. And I think like out of all the other things you're doing, like that's one of those things.
Yeah.
You're applying it in that sense of like feeling into it. You know?
Almost makes me think of like the opposite of this podcast, which is like we're kind of taking you from artist to singer.
Yes,
and then you're taking the singer and putting it back in the artist.
Exactly.
You know, like the artist part, you're connected, you're present with it. And now it's just, how can I stay in it without being like, a crack is coming, a voice crack is coming. Or like this part is where I get tense. Like how can you kind of...
Well, because we don't want your vocal skills, your vocal technique to pull you out of your artistry. Right? That's why both is important, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not like from singer to artist, but it is from singer to artist, but it's also like you got both.
Yeah.
So the vocal technique makes sure that you can be the free artist, and you don't have to worry about hopefully the note's going to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
it's like most things in life that I think everyone's on a pendulum. I was having this discussion with my wife the other day, and we were talking about how different cultures. She's from Malaysia, so Southeastern culture is much more pushes, you know, to hold back and to not boast and to not make other people feel, you know, you diminish yourself to serve others. Where in the West, you have a lot more the opposite problem.
Yes.
And of course, that's not like a blanket statement. You know, there are people in the West that struggle with like not speaking up for themselves. There's people in the East that need to chill out a bit, you know? So, but in general, like that's how the culture is. And, you know, in the singer to artist, you know, some of us, we don't struggle with the technique of it, but maybe it's that connecting that, okay, we need to learn like how to get out of everything being technically perfect and just jump in and just feel it and get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm kind of more on the other end of like, let's get dirty, let's play in the mud. But it's good to have a bit of structure and to be able to have more fun, you know, in what you're doing, because you're not hitting those pain points, you know.
I love it. Well, do we want to have some fun? Workshop a song?
Love.
Sure.
Yeah.
Big fan of having fun.
Okay, there you go. Why don't you get out your guitar and we can look at a little something.
All right.
Yeah.
See what you got. Oh, Emily, do you want to be voice doctor? He's your student.
Let me get my props.
There you go. We need like a speaking cactus. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Speaking cactus. All right.
Oh, you haven't seen the speaking cactus yet? Oh, wait. Let me show you the speaking cactus. Okay, hold on. What am I saying? Emily, the voice doctor. Emily, the voice doctor. She is ready for you. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. You went all the way up. I love it.
I do a little original song for you.
Yes.
Would love it.
Take you on a drinking tour of Brooklyn.
Okay, let's do it.
Wackfeld, oh, a diddle-I do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you. I started off in Greenpoint, where I went to meet a friend. I swore I'd only have a beer, but there it didn't end. A couple of whiskeys later, I was stumbling out the door and hopping on the G train into Brooklyn to explore. I was feeling rather tipsy, but I felt like drinking more. I found myself in Billingsburg in a sea of skinny jeans. They were drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, Instagram and everything. I slammed a couple of tall boys and started getting weird. I left an upper decker and I puked in somebody's beer. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, in a place I don't belong. I'm naked dancing in the streets and singing an Irish song. I had a couple of whiskeys and a few too many brews. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you. From there I went to Bed-Stuy. Was I a sight to see? As white as Wonder Bread, I look nothing like Spike Lee, but I danced a drunken jig there in the middle of Fulton Street. I got told, they told me so, I sipping Hennessy. My rhythm and flow is the best, you know, there's no one quite like me. And then I hailed a taxi cab and told the man to drive. I was feeling rather hungry, so he took me to Crown Heights for the best Caribbean chicken. Rum and go in line, then I was slamming Manischewitz and screaming out, L'Ohio I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, in a place I don't belong. I'm naked dancing in the streets and singing an Irish song. I had a couple of whiskeys and a few too many brews. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you. Singing a whack-a-do, diddle-a-do, diddle-a-diddle-a-do. Whack-a-do, diddle-a-do, diddle-a-diddle-a-do. Whack-a-do, diddle-a-do, diddle-a-diddle-a-do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you. I needed a bit of water, so I went to Brighton Beach.
Okay.
But a gallon of Russian vodka was waiting there for me. They shouted out, Nostrovia!
Oh.
And then they filled my glass. The game was drink until you drop it, damn, I drank it fast. Clean and clear, you know, my dear, I nearly lost my ass. Now I'm down in Coney Island, drunk and all alone. But look! I see a mermaid rising about the foam. She's heading with Captain Morgan and they come to take me home. Ripped, I'll take a trip on the ship wherever the ship may go. So drunk, I'm nearly sober and I feel like going home. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, in a place I don't belong. I'm naked dancing in the streets, I'm singing an Irish song. I had a couple of whiskeys and a few too many brews. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn and I'm coming home to you. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, bud. I'm coming home to you.
Okay. Wow. What a cool song.
I love that.
We just went on a tour of New York. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was so fun.
Yeah.
I saw Emily do this like on her thigh.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Well, I looked over and we were both like open mouth smiles.
It just puts you in a good mood.
Yeah.
It's so fun. How do you feel?
Drink responsibly. That's just a fun song.
Yeah.
That's not my weekend. I'm not hopping on trains and boozing that hard in Brooklyn.
You sure?
Yeah. Definitely not in March.
Yeah. There you go.
No, I feel pretty good. I think that's one of the songs that I definitely I was pushing a little bit from the throat. I could feel. I think part of it's just being tired too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were playing till midnight last night, right?
Yeah.
So
and then packing up and driving home and finding parking.
Oh my God.
Lovely to live in New York City.
Ooh, I can't believe you drove. But I mean, you got to with all your equipment, right? So.
Yeah. While you were in that, you noticed that you were pushing a little bit. Did you have any of those like real time adjustments that we were talking about? It's okay
yeah, I did. What I've gotten better at is like feeling, for lack of a better term, feeling where the energy is living in my body.
Yeah.
And so often it'll live here, my problem area. And what I've been learning is to shift it more up into here. If I can feel that energy coming from here, it kind of depends on the note too. Like there's some things that I need to, like if I pull back the volume, I'm not feeling it push here. Mm-hmm. There's other times where it's like, I need that volume and I try to make it come out of here. I know that's not the best answer in the world, but that's how I'm feeling it, you know?
But there are no wrong answers. Like we've probably discussed that, like where you feel vibrations and sensations, it's unique to every individual. Some people feel nothing. Some people are like, I feel it in my unicorn horn. And I'm like, that's so awesome for you. I'm not like a placement based, vibration based singer. That just doesn't click in my brain. I need it and a diagram. Like,
I need
show me what's happening. But also if you know, when I focus my energy here, I yield the results that I want. And plus you are aware of your instrument. You know how to get it there. Then it fully serves you. Like then it's the perfect answer, of like, I felt my energy here. I feel it here. How would you, I'll say in this case of this song, how did you / would you make that adjustment?
I almost imagine my skull being empty and I just feel like, hey, come on in. There's plenty of room up here, and it's just, I don't know mechanically how I'm getting it up there, but it's like the thought. It comes back to awareness again. If I'm aware of it, the body is a magical thing. It can repair itself. It can do all sorts of great and horrible things. But I think it all comes down to your thought, your thought process. And if I'm thinking like, oh, I need to be here, maybe that that won't happen overnight, but as your mind is always there, you know what? I need to be here. I need to not be singing from here. It's like the voice, you go to sleep and the body's like, all right, let's get to work, team, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just slowly but surely it becomes like, I think, I recognize, I think, and then the changes happen. You know?
Can we workshop the chorus together real quick?
That's usually where I push.
Well, also, again, like we did a 30-second warm-up. So, you know, that doesn't help.
And, you know, this is kind of one of my original songs that it's okay to be a bit sloppy because it almost, it feeds into, if I'm singing like a wrong note in this song, I really don't care because the whole protagonist is jumping train to train. Not in the best frame of mind. So it almost serves it. And
it serves your
it kind of goes back to that artistry thing of like, what is it? What is the character that you're playing here? And then being comfortable in that. But that should be a choice. It should, you know,
100%.
it should not be, I don't know how to do this. I should be able to sing it straight, you know?
Comes back down to choices. Absolutely. Again, for me, the higher parts up there, just want to make sure we're not forcing the voice out too much. Can you try the chorus one more time? 10% less volume.
I'm bombing again in Brooklyn in a place I don't belong. Have naked dancing in the streets and singing an Irish song. I had a couple of whiskeys and a few too many brews. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you.
Not 10% less. 99% less.
Yeah.
But okay, how did that feel?
It felt good once I got back in and adjusted. And I think also being aware, you know, in this day and age that we have a microphone and you don't have to, you know, we're not, unless you're, I don't know, an operatic singer in a place that doesn't have a microphone.
Then we're like studying acoustics.
But I think I don't think they're singing Bombed Again in Brooklyn. So.
No, probably not.
Again in Brooklyn.
No, but that's huge. And that's, I mean, that goes into vocal health, right? Like, you only have so many vocal dollars that you can spend in a day. And the louder you are, the more dollars you're spending. So, and again, so for me, with you, I probably would be like, all right, let's split the difference. Let's go to like 5% less or 5% more from where you were just at. So we still have the higher energy, but without all the push and force behind it. Because again, the energy still needs to be there. But sometimes we just don't have to work quite that hard because we've got this guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Check in. Split the difference between the two.
I'm bombed again in Brooklyn in a place I don't belong. Have naked dancing in the streets and singing an Irish song. I had a couple of whiskeys and a few too many brews. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn and I don't know what to do. I'm bombed again in Brooklyn, but I'm coming home to you.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
The energy was really great. How'd it feel?
It felt good. I had to do micro adjustments at the very beginning because it's like, I mean, what is 5%?
I know. Yeah. But it's not an exact.
It's not an exact science, but it's feeling. It's like, and again, it goes back to just the power of the brain and the body. Like that in those microseconds, I could be like, here's how I felt the first time. Here's how I felt the second time. Let's split the difference. And I was able to hit that by the second word.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like it felt good. I had, you know, where it was ringing in my open skull. Yeah. It's like I felt that power, but I didn't feel the strain.
Didn't have to work for it.
Yeah.
And that's been honestly like, it's like what I signed up for, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking
The
for.
power without the strain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I offer you, so you mentioned that by your second word you were there. Can I offer you something for your first word? Okay. So I don't know if we've had this exact conversation, but sometimes I think in some consonants are pressure launch pads, which means that air pressure is building up like on that B. So you start with bummed and you have that big B. And that I noticed that was the one word where each time you did it, it was a little different or it was a little not quite aligned with the rest of where you were going. So try it on a softer B, even if it's leaning towards an M, we kind of know what you're saying.
I'll try to not bomb it.
Bomb it.
Awesome. Come on now.
I'm bombed again in Brooklyn in a place I don't belong. belong.
I can do that better.
Can you do closer to an M?
Yeah. You mean like in the
bummed again?
Bummed.
so focus? I'm focusing more on the M. So
Think of instead of bummed. Can you instead of the b? Can you do more of like a bum, like like ba, where your lips are barely touching? I'm bummed.
Okay.
Like the way you say I'm like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
bummed. Yeah.
I'm bummed again in Brooklyn.
Let me do it slow.
Yeah.
I'm bummed again in Brooklyn. I'm bummed again in
You're
Brooklyn.
singing
I'm bummed. It's
so
building.
instead of going I'm like see the lips, I'm like you're getting the lips inward to get the sound happening. Let's just stay on the I'm bummed. So I'm not moving the lips.
I'm bummed again. I'm bummed again in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I got that.
See.
I'm bummed again in Brooklyn in a place I don't belong.
Yeah.
You've been doing it differently for a long
Forever.
time. Where it's like,
No,
what's
but
happening?
but this is like it's something again that I will like. I'm not expecting that in the next 3 minutes.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's everything's changed, but it's like these are the things that I live for. It's like the little things I can go back and workshop.
Yeah,
or
tiniest.
even like this is what I'll be at the gig. Next time I play a song at a gig, I'll be like, oh yeah,
Here it
we're
comes.
dropping that M bomb. I'm bombed again.
I mean, you still hear the bombed again, but it's not bombed again in
Yeah.
Brooklyn, right?
Because that,
it's a little less
that
aggressive.
pressure is building up underneath it. And that's how you're starting your chorus and the highest part that you're kind of just jumping for. Another thing is putting the B on that note instead of bummed, which are, if I do it slowly, bummed. So that is already up there. That's gonna
You also slightly adjusted the vowel there. More like
yeah.
rather than more
That's true.
A little brighter.
Yeah, bring in
More
your mix,
lifted.
Let it live a little mixed because what's happening is that when we do more pressure may lead us to like a more like a chest dominant event.
Heavier, yeah.
And we can just lighten the mix a little bit. Because you're living na 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 na. You're not doing a na 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 na.
Yeah.
Your point's getting across either way.
Yep.
So what's more sustainable to do 4 choruses in a row?
Yeah, and this has been like one of my main areas is you know we talked about this the other day with the breath exercise too. Is like I throw too much out in the beginning. I don't know exactly why I'm doing it, but the way that my mechanics are working is I put too much pressure or too much everything right at that beginning, and then there's like no reserves left.
I do the same thing.
So these are good things. I'm learning. I'm getting a little mini lesson here. I like it.
Yeah. That's why we're here, and we're here to help, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, whether you make any of these adjustments or none, like, you sound awesome, right? And it's like, it's not like this song is not about having the most amazing vocal performance. It's about having fun. Like you
saying
said
that I sounded
before.
bad?
Oh my god!
Take it how you want
words
to
in
take
my
it.
mouth.
Take it how you want to take it.
No, I mean, it's not about the nuances, right? It's not about like tiny little details like I'm bombed or I'm bummed. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? Right? Like at the end of the day, it needs to be sustainable. That's what this is about here, at least in my opinion right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're doing this, you have such long sets where it's like sustainability is key. Because otherwise, again, like you said in the beginning, you're dead after your set, and then you have to take a break, and you can't. Maybe you have to even cancel a gig, and we don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were gonna say?
I was gonna say it's like the audience isn't gonna know if you do the I'm or I'm bummed.
No.
Yeah.
But if that's
Especially
halfway
in
through,
an Irish bar where everybody's drinking.
but if this song is getting bigger than it needs to halfway through your first gig, and then you have another hour and a half, and then driving, and then another hour, another 3 to 4 hours, that's when you notice it in sustainability. So I'm not saying this pressure launch pad is going to flip your world upside down, but it's nice to notice these little things and be like, oh, and because then it relates to, oh yeah, you know what? I do have a tendency to front load my pressure. So as I move into my next song, or as I move into the next chorus, I'm not gonna front load my pressure. Let's see what happens.
And it's funny, it's like that's been the topic of this week for me because I kind of realized that on a breath exercise the other day. And then this is just reaffirming that it's like, okay, this is like a new thing for me to adjust and to be aware of.
But it's also good to do one thing at a time, right? If we're trying to adjust everything all at once, good luck. You're not going to adjust any of them. Yeah. Because then you live in the past. You're like, oh, I didn't do it. I didn't I didn't do the thing I wanted to do on that word. And then you miss the next thing. So it's better to focus on one thing until like, all right, I got it. It's in my body now. Moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Slow down to speed up.
Slow down to speed up.
Yeah.
Yes, baby. Slow down to speed up. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. You sound awesome.
Thank you for singing for us.
Awesome. Yay.
That's awesome.
Well, so as far as vocal health goes, we talked about, technique supporting you in the sense of, you're not pushing as much there. Talked about not drinking alcohol too much when you're in heavy gigging days and months. Drinking lots of water. What other tips do you have, like things that work well for you for your vocal health?
Warm-ups and cool-downs.
Took the words right out of my brain.
Too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I find that my recovery after long gigs, even if I can just go in the back and do a couple sirens, it makes such a world of difference. It's funny, when people hear the brand name, the artist name, Murphy's Lawyer, they always, so are you a lawyer?
Yeah.
So
That's what I first thought when I saw your email address. I was like, a lawyer? Okay, let's see.
but I say no, but I met and married one. So it's life imitating art.
Yeah.
But my wife sings with the New York City Bar Choir, and they just got to sing at Carnegie Hall a couple days ago. And this poor girl got sick like 2 days before, like sore throat, like could hardly speak, and she was worried. And I kind of walked her through. I was like, look, let's do some sirens. And she said, won't that hurt? Well, first she was like practicing the score. I yelled at her. I didn't yell, but I said, stop singing, and she started like singing quieter. I said, when you whisper, it's actually worse. If you're going to sing at full volume. Yeah. I said, just don't sing, and then like the day before I said, look, let's do some sirens. I said, it actually will massage the throat a bit, and so we did that, everyone feels stupid when they do a siren. Yeah. And I think if you're going to be a singer or an artist, get used to feeling stupid, as long as you're doing it for a good reason. Other than like the drinking, get enough sleep, drinking plenty of water, is like doing the sirens, doing like nice, easy warm up and cool down voice exercises has made a big difference to me.
How close to your gig do you warm up?
What I've been trying to do is like in the mornings, I put aside at least, I learned the gua sha massage technique from Emily. So I've been doing like the gua sha,
to the jaw
just
tension.
Like, loosen up all, the muscles. And so I do that at the beginning of the day, and I do about 10 minutes with the Rizono straw of doing some SOVT exercises. And I do that every morning or early afternoon. And when I have a gig, I get to the gig, and before I do the gig, I'll do another 10 minutes of the SOVT warm-ups. Sometimes with the straw, sometimes like the puffy cheeks.
Yeah, the pufferfish.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
And it's a great way to be in a healthy spot and know where your voice is sitting that day, and like, okay, how bad is my break? Am I flowing right through it? And then depending on that, I may do like a couple of like vocalization type, like a loud siren, not loud, but do a full siren. But I don't go too heavy on the warm up, but I will do that like directly before I go into setup for the gig. So within an hour before the gig starts.
Okay.
And then when I'm done, I think you told me one time, because when you finish, I'll get, if it's a fun place, I might be networking for 30, 45 minutes. And at least like, okay, if you just grab a cocktail straw and while you're breaking down your equipment, at least just use that. But what I love doing is on the ride home. So I have like two of the Rizono straws. So my first one like lives in my car with, I replenish, but I have like a half bottle of water. Yeah. And I'll do the SOVT exercises in the water, because it kind of like, from what I read, when you do it with the water, it's more of a massage technique. When you do it without the water, it's more of like a growth, like building technique. So at the end, I find, very important to do that. So I won't do necessarily specific exercises with it, but I'll just, I'll I'll live a lot like in head voice doing that because it just feels nice and calm. Might do some sirens, or I might just go like, not trying to hit anything specifically, but it's just like, all right, how are we feeling? You know, let's go through. I might just do like a what, like in the bottle of water.
Yeah.
And I only do that for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how I feel, and I got my thermos of throat coat tea, and
it doesn't have to take much, right? Like with your warm-ups too, especially if you have a 3-4 hour gig, like don't be warming up 30 minutes. Like then you're singing for even longer.
It's
like
vocal budget.
7 or 8 minutes, and it's not like I'm not like I need to hit this note. It's like no. I'm just like warming up the voice. Like, hey buddy, how you doing?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Time to put on your clothes and go to school.
Yeah. Go to school. I love it. No, that's awesome. So warming up and cooling down at the end. I love it. Emily, do you have any other tips?
For vocal sustainability. So you touched on not drinking alcohol because it dries you out. And even if you're replenishing your water when you're singing that much, like you really need to do that. So drinking water, warm up, cool down. We've talked about your vocal budget for the day. Just be conscious, be aware and intentional. I'll say that's my piece that I'm giving. Be intentional with your voice. So that can be the amount of voice you're using that day, like within your budget. But also if it's Thursday night, I have 2 gigs. Friday night, I have 2 gigs. Saturday night, I have 2 gigs. And then Sunday, I just have 1 in the afternoon. A relaxing day.
And it's a session. I can just sit down with the fiddle players.
Exactly.
Why don't we do another set of tunes?
Yeah, right. Like, but if you know that's the weekend you have ahead of you, you don't need to even get to 80% on your biggest songs on your first gig on Thursday, Pace yourself the whole time. Use your mix. You don't need to live in high pressure activities all the time. It's the same thing of like, I've been doing like Pilates lately, so this is on my mind. But like sometimes doing the exercises with the 5-pound weights burns enough. You don't need to be at 25 pounds all the time to do front rib.
I could never do that
for me.
Oh my God.
But
I could barely do 5 pounds.
Yeah, right. But like you don't need to be like, all right, I'm going to start with 25 until I'm too tired and I can only do the 5. Start with the 5 and then stick with the 5. And then you know what? By the end of your gig, maybe you're feeling ready for 7.5.
To that end, let's say you want to go and you work out and you're like, I'm going to push whatever I can push. That's not sustainable because you're going to have your days where you're like, you wake up and you're just not there. And then you remember what it's like to push that amount. And I think like in anything in life, if you can at least like consistency is more important. If you can build up a habit of being consistent with small things, telling myself like on a day where I have so much stuff to do and everything in life feels like it's going wrong, I can manage 5 to 8 minutes of an SOVT warm up. I can't manage a 45-minute session of fixing and addressing everything that I need to work on in my voice. So that's why I've really tried to build that habit of separate from if it's a vocal workout day, I'm going to do my little 8-minute SOVT thing in the morning. It's part of my routine. That way I'm always hitting it. Except for today when I had to wake up and do a bunch of stuff. But I will do it when I get home today. It's like because I can find 8 mingot in the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
8 minutes less scrolling.
8 minutes less scrolling.
While scrolling.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that kind of gets to something I was thinking about, which is like embedded in your routine.
It's a habit.
Yeah, exactly. Like your habit is you wake up, go to the gym, do your gua sha in the morning. And then that's part of your morning routine. It's not, okay, now I have to do my gua sha so I don't have jaw tension. So when I sing later, whatever, like you don't have to get that far into it.
It doesn't need to be perfect.
It doesn't need to be perfect all the time. Sometimes it just needs to happen. Like I've seen a lot of people say like, just do it badly. Just do it badly. Like make your bed badly. Do the gua sha badly.
At least you're doing something,
at least
right?
you're doing it. Exactly. And by bad, I mean like in a low effort way. So,
well, putting it into your routine. So I was working with Michael from Modern Musicians. Shout out. And he is one of the busiest people I know. And he wanted to work on his voice because he wanted to get back into his solo project. And I was like, all right, do you have time to practice? He's like, no, we're going to have to make time to practice. So how can we fit this into your routine? Was like the next thing I asked him. I was like, okay, well, I do cold plunges every morning for 5 minutes. Can I combine it with my cold plunge? And that's what he did for the next couple months. And is it perfect? Maybe not. Maybe not. Like in a cold plunge where everything's like muscles are getting tight, right? Because it's cold. Like maybe not the best thing to do, but absolutely better than not doing it at all.
Yes.
Right. And so we made it work and fit it into his schedule, and he was showing up. And that's what matters. Right. And being consistent with it, like you said, is going to help you see those changes. And then I would say for you specifically, like a tip for anyone who's playing long gigs, that stamina, that takes time to build.
Yes.
Right? Like if you have, even if you're doing an hour-long gig and you've never done, like you've never sung for an hour, like song after song after song after song, maybe not the best thing. Maybe you want to practice that at home
Build it up,
first, before you go and perform for an hour straight to see like, and build up your stamina. Because that takes practice.
It is a workout. And,
It is.
Yes.
And the adrenaline, like, and going back to like only doing it at 80%, like where I need to check myself is when I'm having too much fun and like, and the audience is just there, we're just vibing. Like it's hard for me to not give everything.
Yeah.
And it could be like, oh, I still have 3 more sets today, you know?
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
I just let it all on the table, but I'm getting better at that. But I'll have this adrenaline and I'll be driving home and my body just go, oh, what did you do to me? You
just
know?
crash.
But in a healthy way, it's like it's like if you go and run a marathon, it's like you're on such a high. Not that I've ran a marathon, but I can imagine.
Same. I don't think I ever will.
Or as I call walking around the block. And you just feel like, you know, and you feel on top of the world, and then your body comes back. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I feel it.
I worked some muscles today, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, I think it's all about like finding a way where energetically you can give it all you've got.
Yes.
Without, you know, like blowing out your voice. That's so hard to do when you're having fun.
Yes.
Like energy wise being all there, but vocally being at 80%.
Well,
right?
that's like one of my favorite things to tackle artistically, like as an artist, but I think more specifically as a teacher, because how do you channel that? How do you channel that energy in a way that is not just volume? There are so many different places you can go with your voice. Like sometimes the most powerful things are holding it back and then going big, or having these using an intentional amount of pressure to have a cry at the end of your phrase. And that gets your point across, and you still feel that sense of release, but you didn't just sing 3 choruses at 95% when really today all you can do is 64, you know?
Yeah. Well, but you even have some of those moments in your song that you were doing too, like where it's like,
where you pull back.
I love, you know, using prosody and dynamics in songwriting, because I think sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is be quiet. You always notice that on a gig, like, you know, you could have, I mean, it's a gig, you know, you have chatter and all that, but sometimes when you bring a song down, everything will get a little quieter. You know,
absolutely.
And it's like, it's that thing of like, oh wait, something's not there. And it's like subconsciously our ears perk up like to listen for that thing that was there that we're not hearing anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And bonus points, it gives you a little bit of a break vocally.
Yes.
Right?
Another thing that ties into this is cooling down during your songs. Like write it in or make it up, or have a beat where after you belt, you go, woo, woo. And now, okay, I'm using my other register, giving my chest voice a break.
I love that.
And then when you come back in, you just give yourself a small opportunity to find your neutral again.
This has been my favorite tip of the day.
Cool down in your songs. Cool down, especially when you're going.
That makes sense, and I just never thought of it. And
I bet you now that we're like
you're
thinking
gonna hear
about
it everywhere. You're gonna hear it everywhere.
Now, when you goes out, see some live music, like even if they're like talking in between like 2 songs or whatever, you know, just like some weird vocalizing thing, and you don't even think about it. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know what they did, but
Yeah,
I like it.
One of my voice teachers was talking about she gigs as well, and she just does like full on shows that like there'll be an instrumental break and she dances and she turns her back to the audience and then she blows into her water bottle. Yeah, and then she puts it down. She comes back and she's back.
Yeah, and no one's gonna judge you for it.
No one's gonna notice.
No,
they're watching the drums. They're listening to the drums and they're like,
yeah, absolutely.
I would be.
I love that. Any other tips? I'm all tipped out. I think we summarized it pretty well.
Yeah.
Like all these tips.
Yeah. Know when to stop when you're ahead.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Do we want to play a little game though?
I love.
Yeah.
Love a game.
Okay. So you picked the lyric collab, meaning you pick a song, you read the lyrics, and Emily and I have to guess what song it is, and then we take turns. How about that?
All right. Sounds
Yeah?
good.
Let's see.
This one's right on top.
Right on top.
I'm not
So
looking.
I'm reading it.
You're reading the lyrics and we can't see what the song is, and we have to guess, and we'll see. We have a little competitive element here. See who can guess it faster.
Ooh. Let's see.
Songs sponsored by ChatGPT.
Well, some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame.
Alicia Keys. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just. If I ain't got you. If I
great.
ain't got you. Oh, come on.
I was never getting that one.
I love Alicia Keys.
Well, some
so
people
much.
live just to play the game, Emily.
Yes,
So
some people live just to play the
I'm
game.
just gonna take it in and sit with that for a moment.
Some people think that the physical things define what's within, and I've been. Emily, your turn.
Okay. Shake, shake, shake.
There before.
All right, let's
That
see.
life's a bore. I started way too high. That song is lower than that. But okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
You're in an Emily key.
definitely too high for me.
Actually, I don't know this one.
Oh, okay.
I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was
Natalie
dignified.
Imbruglia, is it? Or no, Torn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Woo!
What? I don't. How does the verse go in the song? I just know I'm all out of faith, and this is how I feel. That's that song,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh yes. Oh.
It's gone for me. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all out of faith, and then it goes into the.
Yeah.
I just really know the chorus.
Wow.
Well, that's
I don't know. I don't know how.
This is
That was
hard.
amazing.
I guarantee you, I am not like going home and like jamming out. I like all types of music, so I'm not hating. I'm certainly not hating.
yeah.
It's a good song, but it's not like in my.
In your-
all right, we gotta get ready for this gig.
Yeah.
Put on Torn and rock it.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I never would have gotten that. You got
I
that.
never would have.
Fast.
I never would have guessed the name of that song.
I love this one. Okay, let's see. Friday night and the lights are low. Looking
Dancing
at-
Queen.
Oh my God! Come
Nice.
on.
Hey, we're all winners today. We all got it right on the spot.
Friday night and the lights are low.
Can I have the guy? How do I do it?
Looking out for the place to go.
Do I just sing into it? It's my musical theater roots.
It's my musical theater roots.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta have some fun. I haven't done
Yeah,
Dancing
go
Cactus.
for it. Go for it.
Woo!
Amazing.
Classic.
I saw that on the internet and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna
need
buy
to
it. It
own
was
that,
like $30
yeah.
I
bucks.
saw that on the internet.
That's 30
Famous
bucks.
last words.
I love it. Well, okay. Let's wrap it up with our famous question.
Oh, yes.
That's not a famous question yet, but it will be.
Soon.
This one's for you, Chris. What, to you, is the difference between a singer and an artist?
I would say a singer needs to be perfect. An artist needs to be authentic.
Ah.
Wow.
Wow. You guys are nailing it with these like one line mic drop.
And we're gonna
We
end
have
it right
nothing left
there.
to say.
I don't think we even need to dissect that.
No.
That's just perfect the way it is.
It's clear.
Unless you want to add something to it.
No. The mic has been dropped.
It has been.
That felt authentic.
Yeah, there you go.
It was artistic.
So tell everyone, where can we find your stuff?
Murphy's Lawyer, wherever you stream music. If you want to see my wonderful face, you can find me at murphyslawyer.nyc is my website and all my social handle tags.
Amazing. We'll be sure to link it too. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us, Murphy's
Thank you.
Lawyer. This was so fun. I hope you had a good time too.
Oh, I had a wonderful time. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
thanks for being with us and, studying with us. And hopefully you're getting more than you thought out of your lessons.
And if I can give a quick shout out to Mario's Irish Soda Bread Scones, which I brought for everyone here.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can't wait to dig in.
Yes.
Love it. All righty.
Love
Thanks
it.
for joining us. Thanks for listening and watching. And we'll catch you next time.